Alright, what is up guys? It is currently past 8 o'clock ng gabi dito sa Edmonton, Alberta. It is freezing outside, but I figured this would be a perfect time for me to do a Facebook live video to showcase itong dalawang sasakyan na nasa harapan ninyo ngayon. So you guys have seen me do a Facebook video before where I was comparing the Rav4 versus the CRV. I was planning on doing a Rav4 XLE versus the CRV LX. Unfortunately, yung Rav4 na nabenta ko na before na LE, I didn't have the time to do the proper side-by-side comparison, so I think a lot of people would find that interesting. But for this one here, we're moving on to the mid-trim naman. So this is a battle of the mid-trims. So what we're looking at now guys is the Toyota Rav4 XLE. This is the non-premium guys, okay? Na non-premium. The premium one kasi the XLE premium, the ones that I've sold before, since nakita niyo sa mga Facebook live video ko, significant price point increase and mas maraming features. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a Facebook live video comparing yung mid-trim entry level ng both Honda tsaka ng Toyota. So what you're looking at here is the Toyota brand new 2021 Toyota Rav4 XLE, and on the other side naman is a brand new Honda CRV Sport. So if you're looking at the mid-trim level ng mga SUV ng Toyota tsaka Honda, you have to compare apples to apples, di ba? So apple to apple comparison would be the Rav4 LE versus the CRV LX. So for looking at the mid-trim, you have to be looking at the Honda CRV Sport, which is yung mid-trim namin, versus yung Rav4 XLE. The next level up would be the XLE Premium versus the CRV EXL, so on and so forth, right? So today we're looking at these two. So let's do a basic comparison sa dalawa. So the Rav4 XLE has a 4-cylinder, 203 horsepower, normally aspirated engine, so ibig sabihin non-turbo. Sa CRV naman, starting from the base model LX all the way sa pinakamataas na Touring tsaka Black Edition, ang makina naman po ng CRV is a 1.5 liter horsepower turbocharged engine. Okay, so magkaiba sila. Now, horsepower output, mas mababa yung CRV. The CRV's horsepower output is 190 horsepower, whereas the Rav4 is 203. Okay, no. Sorry, not no. Now, let's look naman sa outside appearances nila. Now, if you look at the Rav4 here, you're gonna notice the signature nice LED headlights ng Rav4. You get these fog lamps na yung, I guess yung old-fashioned, yung parang kulay dilaw pa yung kulay niya, right? And if you look at the CRV, the headlights are different. They're not the nice white LEDs na meron dun sa Rav4, but their fog lamps are the nice LED, the white ones. Okay? One thing I'm gonna point out as well, if you are a fan of the color white, no, ito something na marami kong kliyente nag-request ito, na-disappoint sila. Sa Rav4 po, sa Toyota Rav4, lahat ng trim level ng Rav4 na LE, XLE, and I think even XLE Premium, no, wala silang Blizzard Pearl na white. So you get something called Super White, which is this one here. So yung asin nagputing-puti, parang sheet of paper na puti, parang pantaksing puti. Whereas sa CRV, you do have the option to go with the Blizzard Pearl White. So it's a bit more different yung finish ng kulay niya. Again, this is mainly for if you're a fan ng color white. The Rav4 also has a red version, which is an extra charge na cost. And then yung sa amin din, extra charge din yung kulay red, yung mas matingkad na kulay red. One thing I'm gonna point out as well is yung tire size niya, which I found really surprising. On the CRV Sport, ang tire size namin is 19 inches. 19-inch aluminum alloy yung kanyang rims. Whereas doon sa XLE ng Rav4, it is only 17 inches. So if you want the 19-inch sa Rav4, you have to jump up to the XLE Premium. Okay? So very similar design. Yung kanyang side mirrors, you get the turn signal lights. Same thing din sa CRV. Now, if you look sa likuran, doon medyo magkakaiba. So yung likuran ng CRV, if you guys look at it, no, medyo mas rounded siya. Hindi siya ganun ka-agresibong tignan. So you can see there, diba? Yun yung badging niya, Sport. All-wheel drive, of course. Now, if you look at the Rav4, right, because of the whole redesign ng 2019, it's more aggressive looking. It looks more like an actual SUV. Very edgy yung design. So this is more rounded. This is more edgy. Mas angular siya. Parang ganyan, no? Pag ganon, di ba? Whereas yung isa, pasabilog. So Rav4 XLE all-wheel drive. Now, since sa likuran na rin tayo, what's the one similar thing na meron tong dalawang to? They both have yung power lift gate. So, power lift gate nito, so yun yung space sa likuran. So again, small detail guys, gaya nga ng sabi ko, if you're buying a brand new Toyota, one nice thing na meron yung mga Toyota is yung rubber mats. Yung set ng rubber mats, pag brand new yung Toyota, included na siya. Unfortunately sa Honda, hindi siya kasama. Ito naman yung sa CRV. So same thing, same mechanism. Push button yung kanyang lift gate, power lift gate. So space wise, very comparable. Hindi ko lang nilagay yung tonneau cover. Both of them do come with a tonneau cover. So meron din to. Itong isa, naka-install na siya. So very similar mechanism between the two. Even yung kanilang tambucho, if you look here, yung dual exhaust, meron sa Rav4. And same thing sa CRV. So dyan pareho na sila. Okay? So we're going over the similarities and differences ng dalawa just to help you guys kung anong mas prefer niyo sa kanilang dalawa kung bibili kayo ng sasakyan. Passenger side. So if you look, see, yan design niya. So get a nice parang semi two-tone design, no? Na ito yung sa gitna yung design niya. Tapos black fabric, di ba? So 60-40 split. This goes down. That side goes down too. Interior designing niya. Ayan yung sa pintuan. Now, let's look naman sa CRV. CRV naman, if you notice, yung design ng interior niya iba. So, it looks a bit more stiff sa opinion ko, but the nice thing with this one here is it's a mix of both leather tsaka fabric. So you get the nice, this is leather here, this headrest, I believe, no? Yeah, it's leatherette dito yung kanyang headrest. This is a different kind of fabric, pero design wise iba. This is a more cleaner look sa opinion ko kumpara sa Rav4, but space wise very comparable din sila, di ba? So again, same thing, 60-40 split din to. That can fold down, but if you notice, this one folds down a bit more flatter kumpara sa Rav4. Side door wise, yung design niya, it's okay. Not as dynamic parang dun sa Rav4, right? Very conservative. If you look at this again, diba? So you do have USB ports over here. Dito naman sa CRV, you also get 2 USB ports here as well. So yan sila. Now, let's look naman sa passenger side sa harapan. Oh, well, you know what? Habang nasa harapan na rin tayo, I'm gonna show you guys yung difference sa makina nila. Size-wise. Here's the Rav4 engine. Set up and everything. So again guys, 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, 203 horsepower on this one. And then dito naman sa CRV, .5 liter turbo, 190 horsepower. So, passenger side sa harapan. So if you can see there, same thing, yung design niya. Yung pattern na parang X stars, whatever kung anong tawag mo dito. Still a cloth, no leather at all. And again, as I was mentioning, rubber mats ng Toyota kasama na, libre na. One of those nice benefits na meron. And design naman niya sa harapan. So you got the nice leather interior here. Parang gray na plastic na trim. You don't get the wood grain trim. That's on the higher trim levels. Okay? Design sa harapan. Ganyan siya. So, passenger front, manual yung adjustment ng upuan. Well, let's take a look naman sa CRV. CRV naman. So, same thing then. You do get the manual adjustment ng upuan. So just like the ones in the likod, the rear seats, no? So same setup din yung material niya. Very different. I like the design of this one better when it comes sa itsura ng interior. And ayun nga, unfortunately sa Honda it doesn't come with the free rubber mats. It's extra charge po sila sa lahat ng brand new na Honda. It does come with the carpet mats. Wala lang siyang rubber mats. Ito naman design niya sa pintuan. And very similar dun sa RAV4. You're gonna notice that the plastic here, right? Plastic, leather mix. Ito naman, not wood grain, but para siyang metal. Parang metal grill lang ang feel niya if you run your hands on it. So very different yung design aesthetic nilang dalawa. Now both of these vehicles po ay meron ng sunroof. Okay. Now let's look at the driver's side naman. Nung sa dito na tayo. On the driver's side, you do get the power driver seat. You have automatic headlights, right? The heated steering wheel, which meron na sa XLE, and the power lift gate controls. So ayan po siya. As you can see. Oh, nasara ko lang yung likod pintuan. Hindi na sana maigi. So ayan ang itsura ng kanyang front dash. So you do get the digital speedometer, just like all of the modern vehicles nowadays, right? Ito yung setup ng kanyang control, yung kanyang dash, I guess. So this is touchscreen. So if you want to go home, fuel economy, right? Now it doesn't have the map. As you can see, the navigation app is not installed. Okay. So the XLE, both the XLE po, tsaka yung CRV Sport, wala silang GPS. Okay. So touchscreen yan. It has, both of the units have both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, kung gusto mong gamitin yun. You get the dual zone climate controls. So you can adjust your temperature here. This other person can adjust their temperature as well. You got the charging port over here. A plug-in as well there. The heated seats. Now you got the auto idle stop, which is ito. So bali ginagawa po nito if you come to an idle stop, no stoplight, or maybe yung nag-stop ka lang ng saglit ba, na hindi mo shut down yung makina mo. It would shut it down for you para in theory it helps with the fuel economy. Okay, you can turn that on, you can turn that off kasi nakaka-turn off yan ng ibang tao. Especially for example, you're gonna drive to a stoplight, tapos mararamdaman mo biglang dug-dug gagawin yung sasakyan mo. Akala mo may problema, but it's just the auto idle kicking in, right? Again, para nga in theory to help you save fuel. Now, the main difference ng RAV4 sa opinion ko, no, when it comes to driving, is yung different drive modes po niya. So if you notice nga, the RAV4 has the Eco, the normal driving mode, and the Sport mode. Now, these adjust yung throttle response, pagkapak mo ng gas, kung gaano kataas bibilis yung RPM ng sasakyan. Sorry, but nag-blurry siya na ganyan. Yun. Now, if you notice, there's also 3 other driving modes. You got Snow mode, Mud and Sand, Rock and Dirt, Ito namang tatlong yan will adjust yung torque output ng sasakyan mo base dun sa environment na you are driving in, yung road surface ba. So you can use that to your advantage if you're driving through these different kinds of road conditions sa daan. Of course, it's not the same as like an actual 4x4. The controls ng Rav4 is not gonna work the same way as a 4Runner kasi they're completely different vehicles. But it does help sa driving ninyo. Okay? Now, unfortunately, yan ang features na wala dun sa CRV. Both vehicles are also push-button start. Okay? Not sure bakit nag-out of focus yung aking camera, guys. Fortunately, I apologize. Okay? Now, let's look naman sa CRV Sport natin sa kabila. So, on the CRV Sport naman, same thing. You get the power driver seat. You can turn on and off yung safety system mo, your lane departure warning, right? Yung rear cross traffic alert, power lift gate. So yung setup naman nito, magkaiba kumpara sa CRV, sa Rav4, no? So the Rav4, mas raised yung display nito. Ito, parang it's built into the front na hindi siya raised, hindi siya agaw pansin ika nga. So they both have their own benefits depende sa kung saan ka nag-drive. For example, if maybe maaraw, wala tayong nag-drive ka, I find na yung raised na display ng Rav4 is actually better. Again, personal opinion ko lang naman. So this one here, also push button start. So if you notice, it also has the auto idle technology. Sorry guys, not sure what nag-blurry siya. Yan. And then you also have the Econ button. So the Econ button is the same as yung sa Rav4 na Eco mode. So ginagawa lang po niyan, i-reduce niya yung throttle response habang ikaw ay aapak sa gas para in theory mas konti ang fuel consumption mo kasi hindi ganun kabilis tataas yung RPM. Okay? So same thing din, I'm gonna show you yung backup camera niya. Here you go, which is similar dun sa Rav4. I didn't get to show you guys yung backup camera niya. Yung controls naman nito for the heated steering wheel ay nandito sa steering wheel. So, heated steering wheel, yung kanyang cruise control, right? Bluetooth controls as well. You got the digital speedometer as well. So, if you notice, they're very, very similar, right? There's very similar features, very similar options kasi they're meant to compete with one another on the mid-trim level ng mga sasakyan. Now, the one thing na meron ito na wala yung Rav4, right, is this button here, which is yung Honda Lane Watch, which I believe na-demonstrate ko na before. But I'm gonna show you guys again. If I push that button, you can see yung nasa right side mo, blind spot mo. So that's there. Yung lane departure warning, yung blind spot monitor, sorry, yung blind spot monitor po kasi ng Honda, nasa mga higher trim levels. Sa, I believe, sa Touring meron siya. Sa EXL, sa LX, tsaka sa EX, wala po siyang blind spot monitor, but you do get the Honda Lane Sense. Ayan siya. Now, I'm gonna show you naman yung sa Rav4. So, sa Rav4, ito naman yung meron siya, which is yung, not sure kung kita nyo guys, ito yung blind spot monitor naman. Then when it comes to backup camera, so I can show you, ayan naman yung display niya. O diba, ano lang sila, very similar models sila. They both have their own different features that you may like, you may not like. So let's go over a quick summary ng dalawa. On the mid-trim CRV EX, you get the bigger wheel size, 19-inch. Okay, you got the LED fog lamps. You get the same thing, sunroof. You get a little bit of leather sa interior, sa seating. And one other benefit, especially for us in the western provinces, is on the CRV, built-in yung kanyang remote starter, which is this one here. On the RAV4 naman, RAV4 XLE, you get smaller tires, right? Smaller wheels, 17-inch lang siya. You get much better headlights. So opinion ko, these are much better headlights. Fog lamps, not so much, right? But if you're on a regular driving, on the regular road driving, no, and you don't need your fog lamps, I think mas panalo yung headlights nito. Now, the one thing na wala naman tong sasakyan na to is built-in na remote starter. So if you want the Toyota branded starter, it's gonna be, I believe, $700, $800 sa taas. If you jump yourself up to the XLE Premium, then meron kang access to the Toyota N-Tune app, which allows you to start yung RAV4 mo or any Toyota vehicle using your smartphone. But I believe that's a subscription service. You get that free for 1 year of ownership, and then after that, kailangan mo na magbayad. So same thing as when you put yung drone starter sa mga sakyan ninyo. May bayad yung subscription service niya. But looks-wise, they're very similar, right? Again, if you want the Blizzard Pearl na white color, it is only here na mahahanap nyo siya. You're not gonna find it on the RAV4. You want the bigger tire size, you have to go with the CRV. If you want the better headlights, then go with the RAV4. If you want the better horsepower, this has more horsepower, 203. Ito 190. Pero surprisingly, no, for both vehicles, yung kanilang towing capacity are both at 1,500 pounds. So, yung mga tent trailer, bike racks, walang problema sa kanila. Snowboards, right? They can only tow up to 1,500 pounds. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Even though this runs a turbo, regularly aspirated gas engine. So, either or, parang sa mga kliyente ko palagi, sinasabi ko, Toyota or Honda, either or brand, guys. You can't go wrong kasi there's a reason why they are the number 1 and number 2 brands in the world when it comes to reliability ng sasakyan. Very low cost of ownership, low cost of maintenance, right? Guaranteed that the vehicles will last you for many years. Hindi kayo bibigyan ng sakit ng ulo. So either you pick the RAV4 or you pick the CRV, you're not making a bad decision, right? It's just gonna be a matter of the little things, di ba? Maybe nagustuhan mo yung bagong redesign ng RAV4. That's why you're gonna go with the RAV4, right? Or maybe nagustuhan mo na itong CRV ay merong Blizzard Pearl and meron siya built-in na remote starter. Hindi mo na kailangan magbayad ng extra para sa remote starter. Yung mga ganong klaseng bagay ba? Ayan. So there you go. So the reason I'm doing this video is that RAV4 is actually going to Fort McMurray bukas. That's our delivery this week. And itong CRV, kailangan kong hanapin kanina kasi hindi ko siya mahanap. But yeah, so guys, either model, you can't go wrong. You got the Toyota RAV4 XLE and the Honda CRV Sport. So I hope nagustuhan niyo yung video natin, yung Facebook Live natin. Any questions, comments, or if you want to get your next vehicle, just let me know. But yeah, it is absolutely freezing outside here, so I'm gonna go back inside, get my stuff, my delivery for tomorrow, and we'll end the night there. So guys, thank you once again for tuning in. I hope nagustuhan niyo yung video. We are looking at the CRV Sport versus the RAV4 XLE. The battle of the mid-trims. Ika nga, mid-trim models for both the Toyota and the Honda SUVs.